Hello everyone and welcome back to Weekend Moblin. I'm not sure about anyone else, but I'm pretty excited about this coming Friday's release of Animal Crossing New Horizons for the Nintendo Switch. The reviews are out, and I've been wanting to talk about this title, but honestly, when it comes to news, I know many other channels that have it covered and then some. I've just not had a good enough topic to discuss when it comes to this title. That and the fact that I myself haven't got to play it yet makes it hard to get a feel for how I want to approach it. That being said, I do have a few ideas going in my mind based on the information I've been seeing. The most important feature I've been seeing added so far is the ability to terraform your land and water around the town. This opens up Animal Crossing like the series has never seen before, and that, and along with the ability to place items anywhere you would like, and yes, that includes hats and foods, makes the possibilities for town themes simply endless now. That being said, today's video is just for that. Let's go over some towns from other games just for fun, and imagine them if they was in the world of Animal Crossing. Obviously, as I've stated, I haven't played the title, so I wouldn't know exactly how you would go about pulling these ideas off. But once the title is out, and if you would want to see it anyway, I'd be more than happy to repeat a video similar to this and show you how you would go about pulling off things of this nature. Starting this, the one I'm sure many of you thought about already, CLOCKTOWN. With its smaller frame, it would be possible, given the 8 extra houses you're allowed through other profiles, to make something at least very close to Termina's centerpiece. Town Hall is made for you, now just to make a pathway to the bomber's hideout next to it. Make one of your homes the Stockpot Inn. Make the roost next door for the milk bar vibe. Make the museum as high as you can, with the moon behind it, acting as the game's clock tower. If there's a giant clock in the game, that would be perfect. We can hope on that one. Make sure you remember the mailman's house and the swordman's training area next door. Have the shops all lined down West CLOCKTOWN. Okay, so I think you get the idea anyway. So go out there once the game is out and show me what you can do. Yeah, I think we all thought of this one yet again, but of course, I'm gonna talk about it. But honestly, even though many of us will attempt this theme, there is so many different ways you could pull it off that I'm sure that there will be a lot of good ones in their own right. I personally would think of the Mario and Luigi titles for how I would treat the town layouts, as they seem to go with the style of Animal Crossing best. Just keep the mushroom theme in mind, and if it's possible to get some turtle villagers in the game, I'm not exactly sure on that one, that would be a nice addition. I'm sure this game is going to be packed with Mario series items, as all the past titles have done so I expect to be able to pull off some things I'm not even thinking about at the moment. From flagpoles next to the museum, to a Mario Kart themed course in front of Peach's Castle using a few of your houses from the other profiles in order to make it seem more grand. Add some warp pipes and question blocks along the path. Speaking of paths, making some brick ones to go with certain pathways is a must. Now when it comes to Pokemon and Animal Crossing, converting this over is an obvious choice for me. Given its chubby house style, I just can't help but think of this series look. That being said, from Pallet to Lavender Town, you could pick many of them, but the one I'd love to see someone take on the most is my favorite town, Goldenrod. From a remake of the radio tower, the gym, and even the breeding couple down the road, I want to see what you could pull off with it. Also, come on, the bug catching contest. I know we all need to see someone make the park and have that event with some friends. The street lights and the patterns beg to be made in Animal Crossing. With the island theme, this one was bound to pop up in everyone's mind at some point or another, and that's a good reason. We all know this island is filled with many happening events from Wii Sports resorts, and many of them could be replaced in different ways with Animal Crossing events. My hope is that the Wii Balance Board and other past Nintendo accessories make a reappearance for this outing to go along with this aesthetic. I've already seen plenty of red and blue style brick, and I know that would go with Woohoo Island's look extremely well. Yeah, it's an island themed game, so of course I had to go with this one as well. What better island to take on than the home of the Kongs? Have barrels laying around and keep a more wood aesthetic for the houses for the most part. Having plenty of bananas in storage, and have plenty of ape themed villagers to match the theme. Some crocs wouldn't hurt to keep the balance, and even a rhino for good measure. Make the 8 houses themed around things like Cranky's Hut, Funky Flights, even though there's an airport, so honestly, that works alone. Candy's Barrel, and even Wrinkly Kong's Kong College. Have the game show themed area for that swanky Kong vibe. Have a minecart location, and even some ancient ruins spread throughout the island. Yeah, another grand scale one, but the idea of this happening vacation spot getting made into an Animal Crossing would be ideal. Have all the different little fruit vendors along the pathways, and a good amount of waterworks would be needed here. I'll have to repeat myself again in the saying that I'm not 100% sure how you would go about this, but between the island theme of the game and the new terraforming ability, and the mind of the creators out there, I'm sure we can work something out. Yeah, I'm a crazy guy. Could've went for any town on Final Fantasy VII, but what better one than arguably the most important one in the game, where Cloud would lose his mind and many of the game's important events would take place. That I won't try to spoil here, seeing as a remake is around the corner. I mostly want this because, well, I just want it. The Shinra Mansion is something I would be most curious to see how someone would pull off. Hopefully you can add a water tower-like structure. If not, maybe a windmill would work as a good replacement. By the time he was finished pulling this project off, it would probably be more of an outskirts of Raccoon City. But nonetheless, this would be interesting scene done in Animal Crossing, that's to say the least. Design some road patterns, bio signs, and street cones for good measure. Make some umbrella flyers to have around town, and even the Raccoon City Police Department and Kendo's gun shop. Call me crazy, but a hillside off to itself with a mansion on the top to represent the Spencer Mansion in the Arkley Mountains would be a very nice detail. This is some big league designing skills needed to pull something like this off of this scale, but I think someone out there can do it justice. Do you guys have any ideas for towns you would like to recreate in New Horizons? Tell us about them in the comments, and while you're at it and you have a moment, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit like as well, as it really helps the channel, and I can't tell you how much that means to us. I'm gonna go back to my isolation now and wait for Animal Crossing and plot my new town. I hope you're all staying safe and doing much of the same. This has been Weekend Moblin saying, stay tuned till next time.